So as most of you know, iPhones and a lot of other phones and devices out there all have batteries within them. And within these batteries, they will go ahead and degrade over time. That's just natural. That's just kind of what ends up happening with these types of, batteries. But a question that I will see sometimes is, should you go ahead and buy a particular, battery or an iPhone that basically has a very limited battery life? Let's say less than 80% battery health. Now, this is one of those really, really important things to keep in mind here. Because with a lot of different devices, you will basically be able to go through and pick up a particular device and, be able to use it with an iPhone like this. If you're having an iPhone that has less than 80% battery health, we're talking like 79, 78, so on and so forth. That is going to be a pretty limited type of battery health to have inside of a device, right? That is not really going to be that big of a, that's not really going to be that great of a battery life to have inside of a device anywhere, or battery health. And that right there is going to be kind of a little bit of an issue that you might run into. So this in and of itself, in my personal opinion, is going to be something really, really important to kind of keep in mind, is that you're already going to have a battery health that's already low, and this could really affect the performance. The performance of your device is going to be something that is going to be very, very affected once you start hitting the below 80%. The iPhones already have some sort of features called battery, health, throttling. Whereas if your iPhone starts to kind of, get a little bit lower and lower in battery health, your particular device will go through and it will kind of become, a little bit slower and start being a little bit degraded. So if that ends up happening, your best bet, the best thing you can pretty much do here is to kind of just go through and just kind of maybe look at a different device. I really don't think at all it makes any sense whatsoever to go through and buy an iPhone that has a less than 80% battery health, unless you have the ability of going through and potentially saving a little bit of income or saving a little bit of money for a replacement of your battery, right? That is one of the big things to keep in mind. If you're able to go ahead and save up enough income and money to replace that battery, that's something that's really, really important to keep in mind here. So personally for me, if you're about to go through and get a device, just try to save up as much income as you can, pay for a replacement, and factor that into the cost of buying one of these types of devices. I think that's a very important thing to keep in mind. And if you're about to go through and pick up a device, that, in my opinion, is something that's very, very important to kind of remember here. So in terms of that kind of covers it up there. If you have any other thoughts or questions, please let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that'll mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.